Like, let me get the horns on. All right, she's doing the Baphomet thing. No, I'm not. It's just my light. Anyway, look, everything's so symbolic. Look, they did it on purpose in the movie, and you're like, one of the color, and it was round, and because of this, it was a triangle. What was I getting ready to say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit, forgot what I was gonna say. The song, the DNA thing. So Deborah Allen sent me this video, and she's like, "Look at this, wow!" And it was Doug and Stacy. Off Grid. I think that's her. I've seen their channel because Lise, not your fucking guru, because she is not a fucking guru. Although if somebody needed a guru, she would fit the bill. But she'd be like, "No, I'm not a guru." I know, but we're all right. How about you're like a friendly billboard pointing the way towards the guru within everyone for their own personal self. Would you be that kind of guru? Okay, you can be that kind of guru. She said, Doug and Stacy were cool. Anyway, but with it. I don't know if that's how Deborah found them or not. She may have known about them anyway. But anyway, Doug and Stacy are like, bumping across the YouTube, and they're like, look at this guy talking about this. What DNA means, the word dioribonucleo, blah, 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 oxide, and whatever the word is, right? And then there's RNA, which is what they're trying to screw with the, the arm ticket, which I love that term, arm ticket, because that's what it is. That's where else, wherever you put it. It's an ass ticket if they stick it in your ass, right? But that's where they put the immunoglobulin in the military. They bend over, put that bitch in your hiney. God. My first husband was injected with I did so many, things, and we didn't think a thing about it at all. The anthrax shot, I was like, what the anthrax? That sounds like a rock band, actually. And he's like, it is. And I'm like, ooh, we're a song. So, because I was talking to Lenny about the vibrations and about how my neck released due to a position I took. And I'm going, wait a minute. Everything is something, right? Everything means something. I've decided that nothing is supernatural. There's no such thing. Now wait, and I'll explain what I mean. I thought that was empty. See, I'm getting better. I think that there's nothing supernatural because everything that occurs, including, everything, including miracles, what appear to be miracles, are perfectly scientifically explained if we knew the science behind it. We just don't. And that's what makes it, quote unquote, supernatural for those of us who don't know what the physics or the quantum physics or whatever it all is. That's all it is. So I do believe in the supernatural. I just don't think that it's miraculous in the way that there's no possible explanation. Yes, there is. And it's not just God. It might be God, but it's because there's laws, there's physics laws of all that are at work, and we are not aware of what all those laws are. And if we knew, we'd probably do evil things. But a lot of people find out, and I think that's why the Bible's like, don't do this, and don't get into this, and don't do magic. Because when people find out how to do these things, then they use them against people or to do bad things. And it's like, it's a shame that that's what it's come to. But that's where I was in my belief system. The word witch is a very scary word for most people. They don't want to hear about it. The Bible's like, no, witches, blah, 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 blah. And it's a word that really, it conjures, right, bad, ill thoughts about the person doing it. Like witches are some kind of, like, evil control freaks that want to change everything and then screw, and it's just like, well, then come to find out that it's just people that work with natural remedies like a lot of Christians do. They're taking herbs and stuff now. Do you know that's witchery? That's a witchcraft. So there's lots of different... See, that's just where the English language fails us, because there's lots of different... people call themselves a witch. And some of them are really creepy and weird and do creepy, awful things. I'm sure they do. But there's plenty of people that call themselves witches, and they say that that's their religion. And I've never looked far into it. But let's just say they don't disturb me on a deep level like it used to, just because of the word. The thought that anyone could have any control over anything at all whatsoever is so unchurchianity-like. Nope, can't do nothing. You're just blowing around in the wind caused by the angels who are fighting over your soul day and night. And you're just tossed about by your own sinful whims, and you just don't know shit, and you could never be in control, and you better not try to be in control of anything, because Jesus did it all. And if you try to do anything to change anything, then you're just a sinner, and you're trying to steal his thunder and whatever. And I'm just like, oh, so yeah, nobody wants to be a witch, right? But imagine this. The DNA is a sequence, and it's a frequency, right? We got frequencies, which when you interpret them into, or when you translate them into musical notes, imagine that there's a pattern to these notes, and then you play them in a row, and that's your song. And I was like this all came to me, and I'm sure many people have talked about this before me, because it's so obvious to me now. I'm like, I could have had a V8, right? How did I not see this, So I didn't even look it up to see if anybody else said so, because I'm certain that they did. Because I'm busy. But I said, Lenny, listen. I said, this is how I'm thinking about the postural restoration. So we got all these traumas, right? Let me just speed it up. Our bodies decide to move in these ways that are counter to our song, because it's being influenced by other songs around it, frequencies, whether it's people, whether it's magnetic frequency, whatever, electromagnetic, whatever, other people, other whatevers that are coming through the trauma. Then the body says, oh, we're going to freeze up over here. We're going to hold this posture because, it's not getting enough, maybe visual stimulation from the left or whatever, that your brain isn't getting enough of the touch buttons I've been talking about to form the proper posture. Your song becomes altered, like other notes start playing. When you go to you go out in a really crowded area and you hear different songs playing on radios driving by and different music blending together. This is our song of our DNA is getting corrupted and confused by all the songs surrounding it. And that is what meditation and prayer, I believe. Now, see, this is all new coming to me now. This has been setting in my mind for 2 days. The meditation and the going into your closet and praying and not letting anybody know about it or what you're saying. They're like, real prayers are by people that don't tell anybody they're doing it. They don't brag, oh yeah, I prayed for you, I prayed for this, and then you don't tell anybody what you're praying for, because that way they can't interfere with your song of your prayer with their negative thoughts, like, that'll never happen, dumb bitch. Ha! No. Our song has been interfered with. And then I was standing there telling him, we're a song. And I said, isn't there a song by Led Zeppelin called The Song Remains the Same? And he goes, yeah. I said, isn't that an album or a song? He said, I think it's a song. I said, your song remains the same from beginning to end. But when it starts, when you're born, it's like that Charlie Brown, when Lucy goes up to Schroeder and says, do you know Jingle Bells? And he goes, blum, 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 like all orchestrated and stuff, lots of different instruments. She's like, no, Jingle Bell. And he's like, dink, 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 dink. And she goes, that's it. That's your song when you're born. By the time you die, if you lived well, it is the most intricate, orchestrated version of your song that you could ever imagine. You get what I'm saying? I mean, this is what I'm feeling is the truth. And I'm feeling like the richer you can make your song by bringing these different, somehow, whatever the growth is, it is more resistant to hearing other little notes, other things coming in, because you have such a rich orchestra playing your song within yourself. Your DNA is now singing so loudly and clearly, it literally repels these other frequencies. It also attracts like frequencies. This is this law of attraction, law of assumption, all that stuff that I've wrestled with a while. And Because when I was started going to church years ago, and I loved to sing, so I joined the choir because my dad was in the choir. I'm like, I was desperate to connect with my parents. How these people could not see this. Let's not trail off into that, though. It was ridiculous. It's like, give me a fucking break. You couldn't see it was like hanging on your fucking feet. They could. They loved every minute of it. They lapped it up and was like, this dumb bitch loves us. But wait, kicking me aside like a dog. But anyway, I joined the choir. And I noticed that I sat in the middle. And I had been many years since I sang in a choir. So, and obviously read music and whatever. So my note would just match. Would immediately, whoop, if I was on the wrong note, it went right and matched. It's easier to sing your song when others are singing it with you. So the frequencies, not that other people's song is exactly like yours, but when they harmonize, they will be attracted to, because the harmony feels right. Like when you get the choir together, and I got my dad over there in the baritone section, I'm in the alto section. We had some chicks in the soprano section behind us, and then we had the tenors. And it's so uplifting when the vibrations of these things come together. When I was drawn to my friend Sheena, and she was drawn to me, and I didn't think she'd ever be. I'm thinking, why would she ever? She's so wholesome, and she's thinking, oh, Karen's so laid back and cool. Why would she ever be interested in me? Well, I don't know. We were zooming the same frequency, girlfriend. I'm so glad we did, because you brought me a lot of insight. You gave me just enough, and you never give shame out, but I had enough shame to know I was beating on you with my problem. Like, I would dump on you in the beginning, and I would apologize. I'm sorry. And you're like, no, you're not. You're just venting. I said, I'm telling you, I'm abusing you, and I'm sorry. You helped me. Well, it wasn't I was intentionally abusing my friend. It was just that I would just allow the program to run where I would be repetitive about something until I said it so many times I believed it. It changed my frequency, and I was miserable. It was all about that sugar, folks. So we're attracting like frequency type people. And then I finally clicked on Ultra Fucking Guru, and I'm like, oh my God, we're in the same frequency. We're harmonizing these harmonies, and it feels really good to be around each other. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I love it. Let's strengthen our song. Find out what is our song. What's our song? And I'll tell you, you find out what your song is by moving towards that which makes you feel strong. Where the churchianity will tell you, you're weak. You're weak. In your weakness, he is made strong. Put yourself down. Cut yourself down. I think they're full of shit. He is within us, right? If this is what the deal is. So, why are you trying to chop the message all up? Anyway, and redirect us into hating ourselves and our flesh and all. No. This is the song that he gave us to ride around. This is our song. And then when we combine two songs with a partner, and it's wonderful, the harmony is awesome, man. It's so great. I think that oftentimes people get together and there is harmony in their songs. And then the world and that their belief system that is, of course, filled with falsehoods about themselves and their others. And the world starts beating on their songs until their songs no longer harmonize, and they think that they can't love each other anymore. They divorce and move on. And I'm like, now oftentimes their song never matched and they were just whatever. But sometimes I really think that people that could have had a good marriage just got the shaft. I think their songs got distorted and disrupted in so many ways. And then they didn't understand what was happening. They might even go to counseling. Oh, I'm going to go talk therapy. This is not about talking. This is about your song. And your song being able to be expressed purely and not being corrupted. And when we go in, I got disrupted and interrupted. When we go into our closet to pray quietly, alone, away from other frequencies, sounds, and other it's gonna affect our song. We go in our prayer closet and we pray, we meditate in a way so as to find our song and push out the foreign notes that have been coming in and trying to change the song, like some kind of bullshit music producer that tries to fuck up an artist's music by, oh, you can't put that in there, you gotta put this in. No, man, we're independent artists. We're not signing, okay? We're not signing whatever this evil contract is that says you can take my song and you can alter it any way you want with your mRNA arm ticket or whatever, and then mass produce it for consumption by the masses or what? No, we're independent artists. Purify your song. Learn how to breathe diaphragmically. That's where the blood is. Apparently, the blood comes into the bottom of the lungs where no one is sucking their air in. I realized I cannot even suck my diaphragm. I'm going to lay on my stomach and put like weight plates on my stomach and do weight lifts with my freaking diaphragm. I'm going to do different ways of doing it, putting pressure on my diaphragm. Let your DNA sing its song and let it become richer the older you get. Let it become so rich that the foreign tones are lost, are just lost when it comes anywhere near you, that are swallowed up by the strength of your song. How about that? What's it, day 22? I don't know. Compare me now to a year ago, please. I was still drinking. Sugar mine. Spirits. Alcohol is a spirit. It has a song. It was interrupting my song. It was making my song sad when my song is a happy song. Peace out.